What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I'm gonna keep this short. It's not like I've been hiding this like some sort of big secret of mine, but I might as well spill it out. Godzilla x Kong may be one of the worst Godzilla films that has yet to come out. About like 7 months, I made a video explaining why I was not excited for this film. It's apparently outdated, so apparently I unlisted the video. I mean, I will have the original link to the original video, but keep in mind, there are some pretty outdated stuff I complain about in that video. Regardless how overdramatic I was in that video, I still stand my points. I still refuse to support any future MonsterVerse products. I've been avoiding the Netflix and Apple TV shows recently, and I've been avoiding every single video that's either related to it. But they might as well drop the trailer after the day Godzilla Minus One was released. So I unfortunately regret the decision of actually watching the trailer for once. And what are my thoughts on it? Well... You guys were expecting that this could have been worse. But boy, you were wrong. But before I've made the unfortunate choice of actually consuming a MonsterVerse product, I've been hearing that there have been tons of figure leaks of Godzilla's new design saying that it looks horrible. In fact, hell, people even say that the trailer looked incredibly terrible. Plus, some people even complain that the CGI looks terrible. Now, to me, I pretty much reserve all of my final judgments about the final product, but when I saw that teaser trailer, Jesus Christ, it seems like people were right for once, because this right here is a mess. What, were you expecting me to hate it? Of course not, I despise this fucking design, and yet the trailer makes me even despise it even fucking more. Seriously, I cannot believe people were hyping up this film that badly only to end up with a terrible product to which they have not even noticed behind their backs. And I know that movie trailers are different from the final product of the movie, but like still, Jesus Christ. But speaking of which, what the hell did they done to Godzilla? Like seriously, what the hell is up with his proportions? He looks too feminine. Just when I thought singular Gojira looks like if Nikocado Avocado wore the Godzilla suit, this design looks like if Lukoa from fucking Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid wore the Godzilla suit.
Hyper G, what makes you think this design looks like if Lukoa wore the Godzilla suit?
Because of the fucking bigger bust on her chest. Like, seriously, what is this? What is this? When the hell is this? I don't even know. Man, I need to calm down for a sec. Oh yeah, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, this shit. So I guess it's kind of safe to say that I have officially lost all faith in the MonsterVerse. And I'll get into my reasons why I despise this design. The fact that it's a redesign of a redesign of a redesign not only sucks, but it reeks of laziness and unoriginality. You see, what makes the Godzilla 2019 so good, it's because it's just basically a much more simplified take on the Toho Godzilla without having it to look too much like the Toho Godzilla. Now yes, I am aware that people have been calling this the evolved design, which brings into my next issue. Why would this design need an evolution form? For one, having legendary Godzilla in evolved form is not only a dumb idea, but it's also a horrible idea, which makes me question why they even add it in the first place. You could argue that Godzilla 2014 spikes changed in the King of the Monsters movie, but the only difference is there's a reason why 2014 lost his spikes when Godzilla King of the Monsters came out. It just baffles to me that Legendary are that desperate to hype that movie up. Like, I'm just tired that Legendary is treating this like this is the perfect thing for Godzilla fans, even though it's not. And yet people still prefer this over Godzilla Minus One, which is a much better Godzilla movie I'd rather be watching. God, I talk shit about this design. I haven't even gotten to the point why the MonsterVerse has a huge problem, which is inconsistent tone and etc. of why this franchise is falling apart. I would explain it, but that's another video for another time. But in the meantime, if you really want a video discussing full length of why the MonsterVerse isn't good anymore and why the whole inconsistent tone is non-existent anymore in these movies, I recommend to check out this guy's video. I'll leave a link in the description. He'll give you a full definition as to why this franchise is dying. Safe to say, I won't be touching that movie near a 10-mile pole when it's released, and I will most likely not buy any of the merchandise whenever I decide to do figure reviews again. At this point, I just had enough with this franchise, and you know that's a terrible thing because the Godzilla fanbase is extremely divisive nowadays. And of course, I'll get one modern Godzilla fan commenting in my videos saying, well, you'll get used to it, just give this a chance, stop complaining. First of all, if I have to get used to a design that worked okay with me over the past couple of decades, and then they all of a sudden change it, I will most likely say the change is bad, and I will most likely not give it a chance. Or maybe it's just a trailer, why are you complaining about it? Two things. Since it's Godzilla related, it gives me a perfect excuse to talk about it. And because as I mentioned, people have been saying that this design is incredibly terrible and how Legendary are pretty much scraping the bottom of the barrel. And by all means, really? What's your excuse for me to give this design a chance? Is it because it's unique? Being unique does not mean it's automatically great. This movie will be awful when it gets released, not because of Godzilla's design, but it's because how the MonsterVerse is introducing these new ideas and new concepts, but they've only gotten worse over time with each movie. Recently, I've been speaking to a former Godzilla fan, Purple Tunes, aka the one and only Titan, who is a good friend of mine. I asked him about the GXK situation, and he replied, they're definitely taking it too far. They should have stopped with GVK. Needless to say, his explanation pretty much sums up the MonsterVerse at its current state. And it's honestly really sad to see this franchise walk down the path it took. Because the franchise, to me, it used to be so immersive, fun, and have a nice touch of realism. But when the dollar signs kicked in, that's where they fell off. Once again, Saurian Studios did a good job explaining of why the MonsterVerse is pretty much falling apart, to which I recommend you go check out his video. It feels like I need to clarify that this is all based on my opinion. If you disagree, that is perfectly okay. And I said this before in my old outdated GXK rant video, and I'll say it again. At the end of the day, this isn't the worst I've seen. But I still do believe us Godzilla fans deserve way better than what we're getting nowadays. Oh wait, I forgot to mention this. Do I think this femboy Godzilla design is worse than Ilulu's design? Not exactly, because need I say more, Ilulu's design is fucking god awful, but I actually do prefer the femboy design of Godzilla. But that doesn't mean I like it. Once again, this is all based on my opinion. If you have an opinion that's different from mine, I would like to hear it in the comments. I've been the Hyper Goji Boy, and I'll see you devilings in the next video.